Hello, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We really appreciate you and all that you do. Welcome to Sunday Fam Chat. Yes, we're doing it today with KJ Paranormal, who will be here in just a second. I got her the link a little late, so that's on me. I just flew through the door myself, so I'm all hot and sweaty. But it's been a busy day.
Well, it certainly has been. We've been, again, working hard. She actually went and spent a little bit of time over with her dad and her grandpa. And I stayed home doing my editing, trying to get this episode ready for Tuesday. I'm stoked for you guys to see it because I saw an actual unexplained phenomena in the footage that even she hasn't seen yet.
Ooh.
And it's one that's going to be hard to explain. So
Ooh.
I'm just throwing that little cliffhanger out there for all you guys.
And I have to wait along with y'all to see it.
Even Unknown Ventures was there, and he didn't see it. So
ooh,
it's pretty epic. So
I cannot wait.
Yeah. But like she said, KJ Paranormal, she'll be popping here in just a sec, but we just wanted to say hi to everybody, and sorry we've been quiet, but we've been working hard trying to get things figured out. We're definitely excited about having KJ on the show today, because I remember the first time Marianne ever saw her, she's like, man, I love her. She's amazing. She's incredible. So
yeah,
that was from that Parapalooza, wasn't it?
Yes.
And so that's really cool that she agreed to be on the show, because where's she from?
Awesome.
Where's she at?
Down under.
She's in Australia. It looks like she is just popping in right now.
Right.
So we're just going to give her just a second to be ready, and then we're going to throw her in, and you guys be nice to her.
Oh, of course they will.
Okay, well.
Of course they will.
Lots of questions. It always helps to give those questions out. So
she is a wealth of knowledge. Let me tell you, my mind was just completely blown. In fact, I'll tell y'all at the same time when we get her on.
Okay. So without further ado, is that how you say it?
Yes, without further ado. Hey, KJ Paranormal Down Under. It is 6 a.m. for her, so we are super we're really grateful that she was willing to do that with us.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I could be conscious at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning.
So how are you this? I'm blind. I'm blind. I can't hear a thing. You know, I used that line the other day, so it didn't work for me though.
I felt a bit like the White Rabbit. I'm late. A very important day this morning.
That was on me. I was in the car trying to send links while I was screeching into the driveway going, I gotta get there. So that was my bad. I apologize.
Fortunately, I was able to see
that's right.
Up, so.
I got a message from Amy that woke me up. Bing! Oh, okay. I've got to get out of bed now.
Well, I'm glad, because
we'll have to thank Amy for Let's Talk when she's on Let's Talk Exploring for doing that. Before we dive into it too much, I just want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Rooted Expeditions, Unknown Ventures, George TV, Bonnie's Beautiful Chaos, Dexa. I think I said unknown. Yeah, I did say unknown. Sean Cody's in there. Sorry, I can't pronounce that right. Yeah, I think so.
My eyes are not so good, you guys. I'm sorry.
You know, and anybody we didn't mention, thank you for hopping into the show. We're grateful for you to be here. We're excited to talk to KJ.
Oh my gosh.
Paranormal Down Under.
And I can't believe it's taken me so long to offer the invitation, because ever since I saw you on Parapalooza, my mind was just completely blown. I was like, oh my gosh. You know, I was like, it just that whole interview just completely blew me away. I could relate to so many things. So many things made sense. A lot of things that you were saying that I'd try to explain to other people and they just don't get it. I'm like, oh, someone understands me.
Oh yeah, I get it.
So
I get it.
So I apologize it's taken us so long to get you on, but we're thrilled that you're here.
I'm thrilled to be here. I've been really excited. George, I told Amy and all them yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, that's so exciting!" And I've sort of been And I went to bed really early last night, and I lay there and went, you know.
Yeah.
I know that exact feeling because I do it all the time.
Yep.
I got to get to sleep. I got to get rested, but I can't close my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I know, yeah.
Mm.
And then I text my fella last night, and I sent him the little thing from Facebook, and he's like, another 7 hours. I'm like, yeah, I know. And don't say that. I was really nervous then. So
Well,
I don't
again,
know if he's watching. If you are, how you going, Tool?
oh, I'm sure
That's.
I'm sure he's in there. So.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for coming on the show. I know Marianne has a ton of questions for you. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat as much as I can, and I'll probably have a few questions myself.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let her take the floor on this one.
Well, yeah. If you guys have questions, throw them out there. He's going to be watching the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who are not familiar with your channel, go ahead and just explain, what your channel is centered around. What is it, the meat of your channel about?
It's the paranormal, and sort of basically my psychic ability, which I've been. Since about 1990, it's actually, I've been psychic all my life, but since 1990, my dad passed away, it's been really strong. So, because I have, I'm a Reiki master as well, and my Reiki master used to say to me, curiosity killed the cat, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but I can't help it. And so, I become, it was more curiosity that I started sort of getting into the paranormal world. And then I found I really fitted there, it was somewhere I fitted.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'd love to do more exploring, but everyone down in Australia all of a sudden became very, very big. Not emus, chickens, because they won't come with me. Oh, I'm scared of dead people, don't. But they're dead, dude. They're dead. And so, but I've always sort of had an interest in the paranormal, and when you have this ability, it kind of, I don't know whether you have an interest in the paranormal or the paranormal has an interest in you when you have a psychic ability.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you got no choice.
You're right.
Sometimes you're like, I don't, there are days where I don't really want to do that.
Right.
That's when you put your aluminum.
But I can turn it on and off.
So we do have one question here from Michael. What is your favorite location?
Yeah, a bit of privacy. Cemeteries. Cemeteries and really old, historic buildings.
I love historic buildings.
Yeah, because sometimes with historic buildings, I don't know if they're necessarily haunted, but there's moments caught in time. So it's like residual energy. So they might not necessarily be haunted, but you are picking up on old energy. Because I think that the paranormal world's like this 2 feet or 12 feet off the ground, so it's really close. It's like a parallel world to us. So I think residual energy hangs around. That's why you would go to an antique shop and buy a vase, and its house starts getting haunted. I think it's just the residual energy, but then there's also spirits if it's a really precious thing, the spirit won't let go of it. They don't want to because it's still theirs as far as they're concerned.
Yeah.
But so cemeteries, old buildings, abandoned houses. But I think my most favourite place in Australia is the crematorium where my uncle works.
Oh.
And I go and hang out. Used to go out and hang out with him at the crematorium, and when he was doing a night shift, because they used to.
Uh-oh.
No, I think we froze a little bit. It's a good thumbnail picture.
It is a good thumbnail picture right there. But yeah, a crematorium would be, I don't know. That would take some getting used to. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot behind it that you'd have to kind of figure out because they're not buried, they're cremated.
Right.
So how does that work when the spirit leaves the body? So I'm not sure if you could hear us, KJ, but maybe try refreshing your browser and see if that'll fix the connection issue.
There we are.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my internet. It's like I think my internet's haunted. Well, if it doesn't behave itself soon, it will be haunted because I'm going to throw the Wi-Fi at the wall.
I've threatened to do that myself, so I relate. I actually do have a question for you myself. Out of curiosity, do you ever feel like spirits are preventing you from communicating?
What?
Sounds like she may be having that connection
Yeah.
issue still.
Can you hear us all right?
Oh, definitely. Wouldn't surprise me. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There we go.
I just talk like to myself?
Yeah, if it's easier, maybe if you turned off your camera and see if maybe the audio will just flow through easier.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but your video is stuck.
It's just the internet.
Hey.
I love that. That's a great picture.
It's just my.
Yeah, I could hear you just fine now.
Let's get it.
So we'll just look at your picture blowing a kiss.
Okay. Well, yeah, it wouldn't.
Oh, we're still having a little bit of lag.
Lucky I wasn't doing something rude. Yeah, I think the spirits, because we have a ghost.
Well, ask the ghost to play nice and let you talk to us.
Oi, behave yourself.
There you go. Put your foot down.
Behave yourself.
Teach it a lesson. But I don't know if you heard my last question, so I'll ask it again. Do you ever feel like spirits prevent you from communicating with either other people or other spirits?
Yeah. Yes. Because I've been doing readings for I can't remember how long. And this lady came to me one day for a reading, and I could see people around her and stuff. And I went to read her, and they said to me, "You can't." And I said, "What?" They said, "No, you can't. We're not going to let you."
Huh.
And I'm like, well, you're just spirits, but no, I could not read her. I gave her her money back. I said, "I can't read you, I'm sorry." I gave her her money back and sent her home. So, yeah, it's happened to me once.
Okay.
What do you think causes that?
So, I've had some strange experiences. That's probably one of the strangest, yeah.
Do you know what may cause that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the person themselves. Well, I think, skepticism. Maybe there was a message there that they didn't want to know about. All sorts of things. Because I guess they were alive once too, so maybe they just had a bad day.
Maybe.
As well, because it's very hard to say. And sometimes it could be the personality of the person. Sometimes you meet people and your personality clashes with them. No, I'm gonna have to go. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll meet someone you don't like it straight away.
Yeah.
Because it's just a personality clash.
Yeah.
So there's all different reasons, I think, and so it just.
That's true. Now
it just depends.
Now,
on what sort of.
I understand that you do tarot cards as well. Is that right? Did we lose you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
I think there might be a little bit of a
lag,
delay.
maybe.
I think there's a little bit of a delay.
Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Okay.
And when did you start learning with the cards? When did you start picking that up?
I did it. I can like they call it cold reading. I can just read people. I can read anything I pick up. You know, I can pick up a cup and read it. But it was more of a visual aid for people. So what that I found that sometimes, I know it sounds really terrible, but sometimes people need a visual aid before they can actually open themselves up to being relaxed enough to be read. You know, some people come to you for a reading and they're so nervous that it's really hard to connect with them. So,
right.
So I find with the cards, they're looking at the cards so they relax, and then
That's
it starts
a good point.
to flow better. So it's more a visual aid for them. Yeah. Because, you know, I've never had a reading before. They're like, it's like, you know, it's all good. You know, just shuffle the card. I'll get them to shuffle. That helps them. Like, and you know, you got to connect, put your energy into the cards, and you know, and just get them all nice and relaxed, and then boom, it just flows, perfectly. They feel comfortable. I feel comfortable. Their spirits feel comfortable, and it all flows nicely. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons. But I do read cards, and I've taught all my kids can read cards. I've taught them all to read.
That's awesome.
So
that's one thing that I don't know a whole lot about.
No,
I've been very interested in it.
Bonnie, yeah. So Bonnie asks, KJ, is your ability to read people something you're born with, or did you train for it?
Well, sadly, to my parents' dismay, I was born this way. There are other reasons too. I was a brat when I was a child. No, I was I was actually born this way. Because when I was around 4 years old, I used to tell people stuff and it used to scare them. My mum was so cool with it. She's like, darling, just be careful what you say because, you know, people get upset. My dad's like, you watch too much Star Trek. So I shut it off. For you know, for my dad's sake, because I was daddy's girl, of course. And so yeah, but once he passed away, oh boy, the floodgates opened. It was scary. I thought I was schizophrenic. I was hearing voices.
And maybe, and I'm trying to think if it is your comment on Parapalooza. Somebody had mentioned that you go through a period where you really feel like you're losing your mind. You feel like you're going crazy. And I went, oh my gosh, somebody understands this, because you feel like you're going to go get pink slipped, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, my story was I was married to my husband, Glenn, and I'm like hearing these voices, and I said to him one night, like no sleep. I was like, you know, eyes hanging out of my head. And I said to him, I'm going to the doctor today. He goes, what for? I said, I'm going crazy. I'm so over being woken up by those spooky people, and they talk to me all the time. And he said, you ever thought you might be psychic, babe? And all the memories came back from when I was a little girl, and I went, oh yeah, I think I might be. And I stopped for my dad. Then Dad died. My dad died, and I said, oh, do you believe in the paranormal? And he said, well, I do now because you're talking to me. So, you know, yeah.
So
that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. We actually have a question for us from Teresa. Is there something in the room with you? Yes, there is something in the room with us. It's called a 17-year-old daughter. She's actually on the other side of the wall, but we just keep her in the wall, so we let her out to use the bathroom every couple of hours. So, but yeah, if you hear anything, She's in the other room. So.
The best place to keep teenagers.
Yeah, well, you know that it is Father's Day, so I could lock them up all day long.
My brother and I said that you know, high school and college should be in Mars.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what my brother and I had this deal because they're both university and stuff should be on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Then they come back when they're ready to earn, and then they can look after us.
There you go.
See, that would be the goal, but unfortunately, some children, I won't specify which children, but some children seem to think that they're going to be the ones who get to be taken care of for the rest of their life. They don't realize that time ages people.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah, I know. My brother and I, our kids come and say, Mum, Dad, guess what? You're leaving home, and we jump up and pack their bags, and they go, no, and then we go, no, we'd have to unpack their bags for them.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't leave home. And then when they left home, we both sat and cried, my brother and I. When you got 5 kids, you want them to leave home. When they leave home, you're like, oh, now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see when we get to that point, and when they leave home, we'll cry too. But it'll be a cry out of joy and happiness. We'll finally feel blessed. I'm kidding. We love our kids. But I like to have fun
I love
at
my
their expense.
kids.
But yeah, I saw a comment here from Amy saying KJ is absolutely amazing, as she has always done readings for me, and they are so accurate and kind of scary.
Oh wow!
See, I haven't had a reading.
Cool.
I haven't had a reading for 4.5 years. It was when we were in that apartment with the tarot.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
about 4.5 years.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what my reading was, but I was asked to give a reading to somebody else. I don't know what I was doing.
That was hilarious, and that should have been filmed.
But apparently, I almost nailed it.
He did.
I apparently almost nailed a lot of details that he hadn't even told anybody before. So that was kind of crazy, because I don't understand tarot cards. I don't understand, a lot of it. But somehow when I read the cards to him, it hit a couple spots with him, and you could tell it hit him hard.
Yeah, there were a couple of spots in there. It was just fun all around, because we were all trying it, and people were just.
there was one person who had a little too much fun with it.
A little too much fun, but yeah, no, I was actually pretty impressed, because several years later I said, "Oh my gosh, do you remember that reading you gave?" And to one of our friends, and he's like, "No." I'm like, "Let me tell you." And guess what happened? And he's like, "What?"
You were right on the money.
Yeah.
Crap. Sorry.
Surprise.
But
that's pretty cool.
I do appreciate the skill it takes, not only to give readings to people and give tarot readings to people, and the amount of energy it drains from you. I know sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, and the exhaustion afterwards just knocks you out. See, now I'm kind of like the odd duck, I guess you could say. I'm the odd one in the room, because I have a view of myself that is different than a lot of other people, at least that a lot of other people speak about, because I believe that my role in the physical and spiritual realm is more of a protector, not so much a communicator or a relayer or things like that. I feel like my role is to protect the people around me, both on the earthbound level and the spiritual bound level. That doesn't mean I don't have experiences, because I do have experiences still. But I feel like my role in this life is to protect people that could use my protection, if that makes any sense at all. Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, it agrees too. Ding!
The bill agreed with me.
That'll be the fam chat thing.
But no, it's just different for me because you don't hear a lot of people talk about it in the aspect that I view myself in. Because you always hear people say that everybody has the gift, everybody has the ability, everybody can do this if they really learned it and applied themselves and open themselves up to the ability. But part of me doesn't think that everybody should, because I don't think everybody could handle it.
No, I totally agree.
That's where it gets a little bit scary, is when
Yep.
people are interested, but they're not really in the mental state to be able to cope with it and cope with it in an intellectual way.
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Because it's like you said, it's very draining. Like Amy, Amy is. I don't know. Her and I are pretty connected. Because I'll do readings and stuff, and then she'll say, "That's enough, KJ. You're looking. You know, I can feel you getting really tired." And I do. Usually after I do reading stuff, I wipe out for a couple of hours. I'll have a nap. Um. So and I didn't really know what my gift was for, and I think I was talking to my son, and he said, I think it's more for teaching,
Hmm.
you know, and you know, like with your knowledge and stuff. Because I've read just about every book on every different religion, and I've like studied Reiki, and so you know, I think my job here is to teach. I taught my best friend to read cards. He's an amazing card. He didn't. Funny thing is, I can't read my own cards, but he came over the other day for coffee, and he read my cards for me, and he was 100% spot on.
Wow.
Everything he said. So, very proud of him. So
Awesome.
he's my little, you know, I'm his mentor basically, and yeah. So he's done. Well, my mentor was John Edward from Crossing Over.
Awesome. I was just going to ask you that actually.
Yeah, and I actually met him. Oh, my heart nearly fell out of my body. And I said to him, you know, you're my mentor, and you're my guru. And he said, we're all our own guru. Remember what I've said, with intent, with intent. And he touched his heart, and then he had held my hand, and he wouldn't let me go. I kept trying to move away, and he kept grabbing at my hand to pull me back to him. And then I ended up having a hug with him. So. Yeah, I really think that now that I've learnt Reiki, and Reiki really grounded me and gave me like more control over, you know, what was happening to me. So yeah, I feel I'm a teacher.
That's
I've been
awesome.
put on this earth to teach.
Now you studied Reiki too,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's very grounding.
Yeah.
I find it's very grounding.
I appreciated. Well, for me it was a little bit, but I think it kind of, in that stage of my life when I had my attunements and everything, it sort of just pulled all these random pieces of the puzzle for me together. It was kind of like the glue that just went.
Yes.
And I went,
Yep.
oh, now I get this. Now I get this. Now I get this. Oh, okay. Like it was just the light bulb went on. That was just like the missing link up towards all these random pieces.
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt, because my best friend came around, and she's a numerologist. She's really good. And she said to me, you know, because she knew what I was going through, and I said, you know, I'm just a mess. And she said, I think I might be able to help you with that. I found this group. Well, she took me to this Reiki group. I learnt Reiki, and everything was so different. Like you said, it was the glue that pulled everything together. Everything made sense.
Yeah.
Everything connected. And I thought, wow, you know, this is, and it's set me on a path. Like I was all scrambled. Now I'm going where I should be going. You know, and I feel it's changed my personality. I'm still crazy.
Aren't we all?
Never changed that. But it's changed how I.
It's just how we project the craziness.
It's changed how I deal.
It all is about projection. How do you project your craziness?
Projection.
You project it like you're just quiet.
Exactly.
You know, inside your head, you're not quiet.
Well, there's a few questions I've seen. I saw one from George.
Did we miss that?
I was waiting to get
the fan.
Teresa. Let's see.
Yeah, there's quite a few. With Teresa, you've got to cleanse. What motivated me to do readings?
Yes.
My family, my real life family. my auntie, especially my auntie Pam, because I used to use them as guinea pigs.
That sounds familiar.
she said to me one day, they always, my family, all my family calls me Carrie, and they said to me, Carrie, you know what you should do? You should go and do this professionally. And I'm like, nah, no, I'm not that good. And she said to me, oh yes, you are. You are that good. So she kept pushing at me, and my sister and all my family kept pushing me until one day it just all fell together and I started reading professionally. So my family have been really supportive.
That's awesome.
With the whole
Most
thing.
people don't get that.
I've been really blessed, actually. All my family are very supportive about the whole deal.
That's amazing.
So Teresa's question: do you have to cleanse every time you encounter them?
That's a good question.
Yes. I find Mary Ann may know this with having Reiki. I use the Reiki symbol because you learn Reiki symbols. So when I was working professionally, I used to throw a Reiki symbol on the floor and stand on it. And that's how I cleanse myself, because if I had a busy day, I would have 30 clients a day. So it was a quick mouthful of water, and the next client walked through the door, and I very quickly do a Reiki symbol and stand in it, and then it grounded me and reconnected me and gave me energy to be able to keep work. I only worked 3 days a week because I was busy, so I used the Reiki. The Reiki really was my support system when I was working hard. Look, I can never stress it enough. No matter what you're doing with the paranormal, please cleanse yourself. Please use your protection. Be very aware of what's going on around you. Like I love Spring Hill Cemetery. Oh, when you were there the other night, I'm like, oh
my
gosh, I want to go back there so bad.
That was such an interesting story that unfolded. I mean, I had never used those rods before. I never held them before, so I kept asking, "Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right?"
You were, yep.
I didn't know.
I teach rods, so you were doing perfect for someone who didn't know what they were doing.
Well, thank you.
Very well.
And it's interesting because I hadn't really. I mean, I've held them before years ago, but I never did anything with them. So it was interesting for me to see how they would work for a little while, and after the night progressed, they just really didn't work for me anymore. And the message coming through said it's easier to connect to you than using the rods. And I'm like, well, it makes perfect sense, but nobody else can, like,
you can't show
it's like the tarot cards. You want to see that, you some people need to just see, they need to see it. You can't give someone a feeling or an impression or, what's going on in here. So
exactly,
it was kind of cool, but frustrating at the same time, because I'm like, but you have to use them because we're filming,
Fortunately,
and the terrible thing with the spirits, they don't play the game sometimes.
No, they try to make you walk through webs. And they try to make you all kinds of fun stuff.
Well, if we ever go to Spring Hill and there's a web, you'll see me be ninja.
I'm surprised Rochelle didn't turn into a ninja. She walked first right into it.
Oh no.
Poor thing.
Oh no. I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared of dead people, but boy, I'm terrified of spiders. Oh my goodness.
Certain spiders down there, I'll tell you, I did not want to run across, because I know they've got way more poisonous ones than we have up here, and we were walking straight through all of them.
Yeah.
We were like, check my hair.
So, question for you, KJ. Say, for example, you had somebody in the chat right now who's never really dove into understanding that, and all of a sudden now they're inspired and they want to try to just start learning how to utilize their gifts or their abilities that they have shut down previously. What steps would you recommend to them to start with, and then how to grow with that ability?
Uh-oh. Did we freeze?
I talked too much. Still there, KJ?
Oh no!
Well, hopefully she'll be
come
back.
in. But
so I'll ask you, what steps would you recommend?
I'm gonna wait for her to answer that one. I will, because I mean I can throw my opinion, and I want her to answer it first. So hopefully she'll pop in here real quick. Yeah. Did we have any other questions in the
for
running?
KJ? Yeah,
because I do have a couple of ones too.
They don't know if she could do readings on live chat when the stream works well.
When the stream, yeah, we won't be doing that here today. This is just to learn about her and her abilities and her channel, and kind of give some overall advice. But you're welcome to contact her. I know the link's been popping up in here. I think I saw Rooted Expeditions has been popping up every now and again, and I'm sorry because I completely failed to put it in the description, so that is on me. I will make sure that is up as soon as the stream ends. But I know it's been floating in through there. Go ahead and throw her some love over on her channel. She has some really good content. She has some really good. She's very down to earth. If you haven't noticed already, just a really awesome energy to be around. I think she's amazing. I really do.
And you'll see her a lot if you follow What the Paranormal as well. In fact, what the Paranormal's in the chat right now, saying smash that like, y'all, or the like.
Either one.
But What the Paranormal, Amy, is actually going to be on Let's Talk Exploring with Rooted Expeditions here in a couple of hours. So I just want to put that out. Looks like we got KJ back. Let's pull her back in. Welcome back.
Hi, I'm on my phone.
All right. Looks like it's pretty good signal.
Yeah.
The phone's better than I've had so much trouble with the internet. I've fought with just about 7 providers trying to. There's something wrong with our phone line, so I'm going to have to call the actual telecom people.
Yeah.
But it keeps dropping out. Brand new modem sitting out there. So, great.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the cable, sometimes it's the connection, sometimes it's just they actually have little thermocouplers, and if they get too hot, it'll make your signal weak. It's weird. All the weird stuff I've learned about it. So there was a question I asked you right before we lost you, so I'm going to try to ask this question again, and then we'll go back into the chat and Marianne's question. But what I was wondering is, say, for example, there's somebody in the chat who's never really opened themselves up to their gifts yet, and now they're inspired to start. They're inspired to see what kind of a gift they have and how far they can carry out. What are the first few steps you'd recommend to them to try this?
Okay, well, the first thing, if you've got tarot cards, throw the book away, because the books are very confusing. I tried with the books and no, it's too confusing. Second thing is meditation. Like with me, meditation, it opens up, it clears your mind, because like everybody has that junk that goes on in their head. And, so if you go into like a meditative state, and if you can't do it to music, there's plenty of guided meditations on YouTube. And just get your mind out of the busyness of and like clear your mind. And the clearer your mind is, the stronger the connection, because your junk doesn't get in the way. So I always if I have a meditate, and you can meditate for like 5 seconds. Once you've learnt to meditate, you can pull yourself into a meditative state really fast. But practice meditating and connect with spirit. Put it out there. I'm a conduit. I'm a whatever you want to call yourself, and and be aware that no matter what message, when you're reading for something, no matter what, you might get a message that's so stupid. You think to yourself, that is just stupid, but tell them, because there'll be something in them that it resonates with. Like I get flashes of movies. I said to this lady one day, I can see Bewitched. And she said, oh, yeah, my husband's name's Darren.
Oh, wow.
Everything's connected.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Things like that. So, like I did a reading for someone and I said, John Wayne, and they said, oh, my dad was a huge John Wayne fan. So, things like that. So, whatever comes into your head is what is actually the message. No matter how goofy it seems to you, the person you're reading for it will go.
And I think that's where people block themselves a lot because they think, oh, no, this gets in the way. And they start analyzing it and saying, no, that's stupid. What? And then they shut it down because they're like, no, that can't be it.
Exactly.
I mean,
One more thing I'd probably add too is, like you were mentioning just a little bit ago, find a mentor.
Yeah.
Find somebody who's been doing it for a while and who can explain it, explain things to you that you may not understand or you may not find on YouTube, or find a mentor that's experienced with it and just talk with them. If you get stuck or if you have questions, just
Yes.
Real quick question, and then we'll move on to the next one. Is Laura did ask a question: if you have the ability to read people over live chats?
Oh, definitely. Yep.
Okay. She was just curious about it. We're not asking you to do it on this one because we want to talk to you. But she was just curious if you were able to do that or not. So
yeah, amazing. I could do it over the phone. I can do it over the internet. I've done it over the radio. So yeah, I had two friends. They were DJs, and they had a find a friend Friday, and they used to call me Crazy Karen. And they had me come in, and they said, "Is there anything that you've never told us, Karen, that that you can do?" And I said, "I can read the cards." And they went, "Really?" And I read cards over the radio, and it was like, you should have your own show.
Here you are, nice. You have your own channel,
Yeah, I'll have to love to be able to get a hold of them now and say, I got my own channel.
Yeah, remember that advice you gave me? Here it is. So, did you have another question, or should I pop in the next one?
Either way. Go ahead.
Okay. Bonnie says, KJ, I've been working with spirit writing with success. Have you tried it? Any thoughts about it?
Spirit writing? Yep. I have. I haven't tried a lot, but I have had success with it. I find it's a little bit because I don't have my eyes open, so it kind of has a tendency to run into each other. Because I believe close your eyes and for me it's more of a connection. So when I read it looks like I don't know. It looks like Arabic, I think.
It might be. You don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Say, hey, do you recognize what I'm saying here?
Have messages come through in different languages for you?
Well, here's another question for you too from somebody, and this is a genuine question. They're saying that they're having trouble with meditation. Do you have advice for people who struggle with meditating?
Teresa, like I said, as a beginner or whatever, or if you're having trouble, find guided meditations. There's millions of them on YouTube, and find, there's ones where you connect with spirit, where you can connect with your guides, and just, choose the one. At the moment, I'm right into Harry Potter at the moment, so I'm doing a lot of Harry Potter meditations. There's a lot of Harry Potter meditations out there. And so, you find where you got to find what makes you comfortable. And I find guided meditations much easier for me because when all that noise starts, I concentrate on their voice. And then then you start relaxing it because you're connecting with their voice. So another one, the one I really connect with is when monks are chanting monks. I love chanting monks, and that's a real strong connection for me. So you got to experiment, find what you're comfortable with. But I believe to start with guided meditation would be the best way to go because they say, if you go off track, it's all right, but then just, listen to my voice and then concentrate on your breathing, and then they'll bring you back into that meditative state. And, once you get that into your head and into your energy, You can do it. I can sit on a bus and meditate and not even see anything that's going on. Yeah.
I usually do that when I'm driving, but it's probably not advisable.
Not a good idea. Meditate while you're driving. It's not a good idea.
I do blank out, though. I wonder how I got from point A to point B, but that's probably totally different. We did have another comment. How do you say that?
Migdalia Gonzalez.
So I was watching you guys with your shapeshifter and in our property in
Puerto Rico.
It has happened to us, but our shapeshifter was a giant rooster. It was like a pit bull. You guys did great with Heather.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. It was just an amazing experience. It was. The whole trip was amazing.
Yeah.
KJ, did you say that you're coming to the States next year? Or?
In a few years, our international borders open in 2024. So I'm coming up with Smoke and Joe, and we're going to come up for like 6 months.
Nice.
Yeah, because there's so many people we want to meet up with, of course, and there's so many places up there that I just Spring Hill's like my favourite place in the world. So definitely want to come up there, and meet lots of people and go out and do lots of different things because. Over the years, I've seen a lot of stuff that when I was younger and like I was hanging out with my friends, I saw a lot of stuff I never told them about. I saw a shapeshifter. It was a Black Panther, but it was actually on top of a mountain where we used to go and hang out, and it was haunted up there. And I saw it actually presented itself as a Black Panther. It walked a few steps away from me and turned into a man. I saw it change. And it scared the living daylights out of me.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I bet. It's funny, too, that shapeshifters aren't really talked about a whole lot. I mean, you hear more about all the more popular ones, like aliens and ghosts and Bigfoot and things like that, but you don't really hear a lot of conversation about shapeshifters, which is
no, you don't. And the thing is, I believe in. Well, I've seen one. So I believe in a lot of things. People say fairies and that they're not fairy tales. I've seen fairies. I've seen gnomes and I've seen elves and I've seen dragons and. They're not fairy tales. They're there, but they're just in the spirit. They're on another dimension, and you have to be open to that sort of thing. Like Reiki helped a lot. You have to be open to that sort of thing to see them. And I've seen my Reiki mum, Raina, God rest her soul. Her backyard was full of fairies. I see them all the time. So and people who think. What about you been smoking? I just had a drink of water.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
You just got to, if you're with the paranormal, you just got to open. You got to forget about Chucky movies and these paranormal movies, and just connect with your inner self. With who you are, and it'll all come. It will all come. Hollywood's got a lot to answer for. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Because it makes it. Every single movie I've ever seen is like, they're always really bad spirits, but they're not all bad spirits.
No.
There's good spirits too. Not everything's a demon. Not everything's a demon.
Sometimes you have to get a Heather.
All right.
Yeah. Yay! Oh, that was sweet. I like that little girl's lovely little thing. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that she gifted Rochelle and Marianne oranges,
that is so sweet. She was a lovely little girl. But I feel like her family's left the state, or even a lot of them have passed away. She gets a lot of stuff from other people, but I don't think she sees her family very much. I don't feel like there was a very strong family connection with her. But she's a little darling. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. Yeah. So,
now, I did see a message in the chat. I've been searching for it, but it kind of disappeared. But Somebody said that you helped protect their home. KJ, there it is. KJ helped predict my home.
Predict the home.
Oh, Lynn, yes. I did a reading for Lynn, and I just saw I just told her what I saw, and she, it's what, and she got the house. She said, "Am I going to get it?" Yeah, it's yours. It's yours. And she got the house. I actually predicted James and Chelsea's house as well.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So, I do see those sort of things. No, not now. Stop it, Charlie. Sorry, my guide's gone. I'm not reading. I'm not reading.
Nope, we're talking. There's no book open in front of us.
Right, James. Charlie boy. Yes, I've done readings for Lynn, and I've done readings for quite a few people. But yes, I did predict the house that she was going to buy. Yeah,
nice.
That is cool. That is really cool.
Yeah,
I'm still in the novice area, where we'll go to a store and I'll project ahead of time. There's going to be a spot open right in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I remember to do that, there's always a spot open right in the front. So I'm still at the early stages of using that little talent. It's just because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk a super long distance. So I use my talent.
It does work. It does work for him.
It does for me. I was with my daughter one day, and she said, "Oh, Mum, I don't want to park way down the back. Just tell someone to move." And I went, "Can someone move now?" And this car pulled out in front of us, right out front.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that next time.
So and I, sometimes before like mobile phones and stuff, when you had that landline, the phone would ring, and I knew who was on the phone before I answered it. Now it just comes up on the screen, But I said, "Oh, my auntie's calling me. Ring, ring. Hello, auntie. How you going?" "Oh, don't do that. You know what I mean?"
It's funny because now with the cell phones and stuff, my phone will be somewhere else, and I'll hear it ring, and he'll say, "Who is that?" And I'm not even looking at it. I'm like, "Oh, it's my sister. Oh, it's so and so." How can you tell? It just the ring sounds like them. Like it's the same ring, but it's different, And sure enough, it's who it is. Okay.
Yep.
True story. True story.
With my son, I know. Yeah. Oh, my son's ringing me, and the phone's over the other side of the room.
Well, I'll ask her where something is, and she'll sit there and say, "Okay, hang on a second." Then she'll just sit there with her eyes open or closed, and she'll just sit there. I'm like, "Okay, what am I hanging on for?"
just wait.
Just wait.
This is the performance.
And I'm like, "What are you doing? What am I waiting for?" She's like, "I'm mentally walking through the house right now, trying to find it." It's like, and then she'll say, "Okay, so it's downstairs in the fridge, second shelf from the bottom."
And that's where it's at.
Yeah. It's like when our kids are at home and the kids would come and say to their dad, "Where's that?" Ask your mum. She knows where everything is in this house. And I'd say, "Yeah, it's in the third drawer, left-hand side, back corner." And "Oh, wow."
Yeah. Yep.
2 houses down on the other side of the street.
I have to tell you though, when you're out grocery shopping, it comes in handy when you're out grocery shopping and you're like, "Man, do I have any of this? Hang on, let me look."
Yeah.
Oh, I got some right there. Okay, we're good.
I do that when I'm out doing shopping, and I think to myself, "Do I need that?" And I'll come home and look in the pantry, and gone again.
You're running the show on your own.
You pushed the wrong button.
The mouse moved.
I'm like, wait a minute. What happened?
I was trying to click on the chat and I clicked on the close button. So Zach knows all about that, so we're good. Oh, that's hilarious.
Check the pantry. Like while I'm in the shop, "Oh yeah, I'll just go home and check the pantry. Oh yeah, I do need that," and I'll come back again to the shop.
It comes in handy, doesn't it?
It does. It really does.
Yep.
But sometimes it doesn't, because if I eat the last of the chips or anything and she does her little mental walkthrough and realizes the chips are gone, then she'll just look at me like, "I know what you did."
that's the funny thing. Actually, well, I'll tell you a bit of a funny story. When my children were, they're all grown up now. They're in their 30s, but they were teenagers and they went out shopping. And my daughter had on this really pretty ring, and I thought, oh, gee, that's pretty. Show Mum. And she sheepishly hands it to me, and I held it, and I said to her, "You stole this." She went, "No." I said, "Yes, you did." And I even explained the shop and everything to her, and I said, "You stole it." And I'm totally disappointed. And, I did the whole spiel. I'm so disappointed in you. And then she's like, put her hand out to have it back. And I went, oh, hell to the no. You stole it.
This is stolen goods. I'm not.
And then she's like, turns around to her friend and said, don't ever give my mum anything because she reads it and it's not fair.
She knows it all already. I can't get nothing.
Yeah. No, they never hand it.
Just taking the eyes in the back of your head to a whole new level, right?
Oh, that's what I said. I said to him, I haven't got eyes in the back of my head. I got them in the back of yours.
Oh, that'll freak some people out. Okay, so we're down to like the last 3 minutes. I'm gonna toss up the last question I see here.
This has flown by.
Yeah, we need to have you back on soon. So Misty Bowers had a question. What tarot decks do you feel most connected to?
I don't know the name of it, but they're the best ones for me. Well, not for me necessarily, but for my clients because they're nice and clear. I used to do dragon ones and people had no idea, but these ones.
Okay.
Yeah, they're nice. They're just nice and clear. More for the people you're reading for, I think. But these seem to flow a lot more for me. I just glance over and I can read them real fast, or I connect real quickly with them. I had dragon ones and I was doing fine with it, but people would be like, because I was just different coloured dragons and they had no idea.
Yeah, I like dragons, so I'd be fine.
Dragons are cool.
Dragons and skulls.
Yes.
That about sums me up.
Yep.
Well, dragons, skulls, and TP.
Oh, well.
A whole different story.
A whole different story.
But KJ, I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show and talk with us. It does seem like this hour was not nearly long enough, and we would love to have you back on
really
again.
Fast.
Yeah.
I'd love to come back again. Love to.
Yeah.
We'd be honored.
Yeah. Because
I still have tons of questions to ask you.
She may just message you anyway.
I probably will.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely just message me. I'm on I'm always sort of, if I'm not on Messenger, it goes bing and I'll come quick. Oh, depend. Sometimes
You'll know who it is before you even hear it. So. Last couple of things I want to cover. Once again, thank you, KJ, for coming on the show. We are looking forward to having you back.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Let's Talk Exploring over on Rooted Expeditions is coming on in 1 hour, where we will be co-hosting, and the special guest on the show is going to be What the Paranormal. So,
awesome.
So in just 1 hour, go over to Rooted Expeditions, check out that show. We'll be there too. It feels like a family. I mean, I love hanging out with What the Paranormal.
It's great.
With Amy and
they're
just amazing people all around. They really are. I want to thank everybody in the chat that's been hanging out with us, interacting.
Great questions, you guys.
Sorry if I didn't get to all the questions, but I was doing my best because sometimes I squirrel and I start.
Well, this is so engaging, you know?
It is.
You just kind of get drawn in, and that's just great. I love it.
So I'm going to have Marianne keep setting up a time with you, KJ, to have you back on the show. So we can do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, what a
Thank
sweetheart.
you,
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Oh, that's
nice. That's awesome.
I definitely appreciate that feedback. So,
but my brother-in-law, oh my gosh, you're his twin. He said, "Oh, he's fun." When I first saw you, I'm like, "That's Alex."
Hey, my son's name is Alex.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
There you go.
There's connection right there.
There you go.
So, well, again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of the show. And
please go check out KJ Paranormal Down Under. The
like,
links are
subscribe.
Yes, absolutely. You adore her. We adore her. She's amazing.
Thank you.
You'll see her around again here.
We're gonna stop.
And I
now.
will be going. I'll be starting to do a few lives. So yeah, if you butter my buns, I'd rather say that, and put on your notification bell. I do readings, and I will be teaching reading if you're interested. To different things. So
awesome.
I will put myself out on the ledge next time we have me on the show, and if you agree to do it, I will put myself out there to be read.
Ooh, I would love that.
It's not something I say lightly.
Yeah, I know.
I was told I have a great aura by a man, and I told that man, if I told you all the colors of auras I was told I had, I'd be a bag of Skittles. So, with that being said, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much, everyone.
And we will talk with you later.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.